The Thing. This is an interesting game. It's a third-person shooter, psychological horror. It takes place after The Thing, which technically, chronologically, whatever that word is, takes place after The Thing. So you have Thing, Thing, and Thing, because they can't think of anything better, so they have to go with Thing, because that's their thing. I don't know why they do that thing, but that's what they do, because it's their thing. But anyways, The Thing, the video game, takes place after The Thing, the original movie, which also takes place after The Thing, the newer movie. And what's neat about this one is you play a character named Blake, and him and his team have to go to an outpost in Antarctica and find out what's going on, and it takes place shortly after the events of the older film, and they end up seeing just blood everywhere, people dead, and eventually Blake ends up going to another outpost while his team goes somewhere else to help this other team that was also dispatched to another outpost. And it's very technical, I guess you could say, for some reason, and along the way, he ends up finding out what happened, and you come across the room where the Thing was actually in a little icebreaker at the other outpost you have to go to, like in the movie. And he eventually gets told what happens, and you eventually get attacked by the Thing. That's your first encounter with the Thing. And what makes this game interesting is the way it's made. It's made like any standard shooter at that time. You can strafe left or right. You have to zoom in to shoot, but you can't move, or you can just shoot while holding it. And what's really cool is the way they do the team build in this. When it comes to the teams in this, you can give them orders, you can give them commands, and firstly throughout the game you get new members of the team after, like, some die, some whatever, but you pick them up, and they don't trust you at first all the time, so you have to give them weapons to trust you, and then they'll follow you, and you have certain different ones with you. You have one that's a medic, one that's an engineer, one that's a soldier, and of course you're always the leader. The engineer, you tell him, give him orders, and he'll go and fix this little breaker box. Medic, he'll heal anyone that's injured if you're near him, or you can tell him to go heal him. And then of course you have the soldier, and each one's is harder to scare. The medic's the easiest one to scare, and each one can get scared by, like, maybe dismembered bodies, blood, and some get scared more than others by certain things. And in order to calm them down, you give them a weapon, or you take them out of the room away a little bit from that area, and it's just so cool. And then of course there's the infection thing that goes on in this game. Anyone comes near the Thing, they have a probability of being infected by this virus, I guess you could call it. And of course, it doesn't immediately take effect, but over time it will, and they'll become like walking zombies that are infected. And it's just really good, and they'll end up actually attacking you. Now what's neat is if, there's different levels of trust. There's the highest level of trust, which they'll do anything you want. There's the green one where they don't even think you're a thing. There's the one where they're judging you, they're not quite sure, but they're not going to take orders from you, but they'll follow you. Then there's red where they don't trust you, and they will attack you. And if one member starts to attack you because they suspect you're a thing, other members who really trust you will fire back on him to help you. And it's just neat. I mean, especially for a game at this time, just how much they were able to do that, especially since this was PS2. And it's really good. And like I said, it takes place after the movie, so if you liked The Thing, you'll most likely enjoy this. And I would recommend playing it because the way it plays is actually very interesting.